So this story time is quite the interesting one. I think you guys will definitely enjoy this. Yeah, I don't really know how else to start this other than just starting it. So I hope you enjoy the story. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's get into it. So today's story time all takes place literally like a week after my 18th birthday. Now around this time, my life was pretty boring. I wasn't doing anything really besides making videos and streaming and the occasional hanging out with my friends and stuff. I was kind of in hermit mode, mainly for two reasons. One, I'd just gotten over a pretty serious breakup, so I was kind of depressed and just not wanting to leave my room ever. Just real hermit mode. And then number two, around this time, a bunch of my friends were going off to college and, moving and stuff. So I didn't have that many friends in my hometown like I used to. That was until one day I decided, you know what, it's time to stop being a lazy, sad, stick in the mud, just, breadstick, and get out of the house and do something. So yeah, I texted one of my friends who did still live in my hometown and who wasn't super busy all the time. And I was like, yo, what's going on tonight? I'm bored. I'm kind of just in the mood to get out and get my mind off shit. What are you up to? And he was like, oh, bro, I'm going out to a club tonight with some friends. You should come. And I was like, which friends? And he names off all these people who I've never heard of before. Just all people from his neighborhood. He grew up 40 minutes from me. So everyone from his area I didn't really know. And he was going to a club with all of them. And the club was 25 minutes away. So immediately, my brain was telling me, don't go. Don't do it. Stay inside. This is too much. You're too anxious for this. Don't do it, right? But then I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, bro, if I don't do it, I'm just going to spend another night doing nothing and just being in my head. So I may as well get out of the house, right? So I said, sure, I'll go. Why not? So, next thing I know, I Ubered to my friend's house, met up with him there. A couple of his friends met us there. I got introduced to them. They were actually a lot cooler than I thought they'd be, and I wasn't regretting my decision. I was like, oh, this is actually a really good idea. I'm glad I did this, right? So after we all met at his house, we Ubered to the club, and then we met some other people at the club as well that were meeting us there. And this club was actually a lot of fun. Usually I'm not a club person because it's just so loud in there, you can't hear anything but the music. And I know that's kind of the point, but if you do meet somebody there and you want to talk to them, you can't really talk to them unless you go outside. But this club was kind of different. It was loud in there, but it wasn't too loud. And everyone there was pretty cool and just everything was going good, right? That's all I'm going to say. Everything was going great and I had no regrets yet. Well, about 2 hours after getting there, I was talking to this girl who was there. That was a part of the group that my friend knew. He grew up with her. And I'm just getting to know her and we're talking. And she asked me if I wanted to step outside and smoke with her. Now, around this time, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't vaping. I wasn't smoking. I wasn't drinking. I just was kind of in straight edge mode. Main reason being was I just had a ton of anxiety around this time, and every time I would smoke or do anything, I'd just get panic attacks. So I was kind of avoiding it. But this girl was kind of cute, and she seemed interested in me, and I was definitely interested in her, and she seemed cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to say fuck my anxiety, and I'm going to smoke with her. So we went out to the front patio area, and around this time, weed was still pretty illegal in New York, so we had to kind of keep it on the down low, but we shared a blunt, specifically a backwood. And let me just tell you, after taking such a long break from weed, and the first thing that I smoked coming back was a backwood, yo, that shit fucked me up. After we finished it, she was looking at me and she's like, holy shit, your eyes, dude. And I was like, what? And I opened my phone camera on Snapchat, I looked at him, and it looked scary, dude. I looked like that meme. I was like, yo, holy shit. And I told her that I hadn't smoked for a while, and she was like, how long has it been? I was like, I don't know, definitely over a few months. And she was like, holy shit, dude, are you gonna be okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good. And honestly, even though I was very, 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 very fucked up, I wasn't panicked or anxious or anything. I was just kind of out of it. At this point, all I wanted to do was go get something to eat at the store across the street and go home because that was the weed talking. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna power through. So after this, me and her went back into the club and we met back up with our friends. And 5 or 10 minutes after meeting back up with them, they wanted to go outside now and smoke. So we ended up going back outside to the patio. And while we were out there, one of my buddies, the one that actually invited me to the club, he's looking at that store across the street. He's like, yo, I'm so hungry. I want to get something from there. And I was like, bro, you read my mind. I've been thinking the same thing. He's like, really? I'm down if you are. I'm like, dude, let's do it. So we told them that we'd come right back. We're just gonna go to the store quick and grab a snack. And that's what we did. We started walking out of the patio. We left the club area, went over to the crosswalk to go and cross the street. And at this point, I'm in autopilot mode, dude. I'm looking around at the streetlights. I'm just looking around, just completely just out of it. Way too high for my own good. I'm so happy my friend was there, because otherwise I probably would have like walked the wrong direction or something. But anyway, he hits the crosswalk button. The little walk light comes on. We start crossing the street, and I'm just staring at my feet, just like stoned, walking across the street, not paying attention. When all of a sudden, I hear my friend yell, "Austin, watch out!" And I see lights coming at my feet. And I look up to my right, and I see a car making a turn through the crosswalk, not stopping, coming right at me. And at this point, the car was so close that I couldn't really move out of the way in time. And the car was going pretty fast. And they slammed their brakes, but it was too late because they were taking the turn way too fast and they were not going to stop in time. And I kind of just accepted the fact that I was about to get ran over by a car. I remember as clear as day, like in my head, thinking, yep, I'm about to die. I got too stoned and now I'm about to get hit by a car and die. And like a couple milliseconds later, the car just hits me. And I actually got lucky, I think, because the way the car hit me, I went over the hood and not underneath it. So I rolled onto this hood and then rolled off the side of it. And at this point, the car stopped, like while I was on it. And I was able to land on my feet, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. That shit still fucking hurt. It hit me like right in the side of the legs. So like my legs hurt. And I thought I broke something, I can't lie. But I was able to walk and I wasn't in like excruciating pain. And immediately the dude gets out of the car who hit me and was like, "Yo, I'm so sorry. Like, but why were you crossing the street like that?" And I was like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? And I point to the crosswalk and it still says I'm able to walk, right? I'm like, "Bro, you literally turned into the crosswalk and hit me." He's like, "Bro, I was allowed to take that turn." I was like, "Bro, no, you weren't. Like, you're supposed to wait till we're out of the crosswalk, then you can turn." He's like, "Well, I didn't see you." And I was like, "Okay, I see that because you ran me over." And this dude just like did not seem very sympathetic. Like my friend, on the other hand, he was freaking out. He was like, "Bro, you okay? Like, you break something? Are you good? Are you all right?" And like he was super worried. But anyway, after that guy argued with me about how he was supposedly allowed to take that turn and, you know, like I was the one in the wrong or whatever, he finally kind of came around and was like, "Do you want me to call the police? Like an ambulance? Are you okay?" And, you know, in pretty much every situation like this, you're supposed to call the cops. We were definitely supposed to, and I probably should have. But the thought of me being that high and talking to the police and the paramedics and like going to the hospital or something, I was like, "I'm good." And this guy's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, "You rolled over my hood pretty good. Like, are you sure you didn't break something?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." He goes, "Okay. Well, here, take my number. If you need anything, just call me." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Let me know if you go to the hospital." I was like, "All right." So he gave me his number. He then drove off. We ended up going in the store. I bought some Doritos, some soda. I ate them, went back to the club, walked in, explained to our friends that I just got hit by a car, and none of them believed us. But after some convincing, they believed it. And honestly, the rest of that night was great. I had a really good time, got that girl's number, hung out with her some more after that. Everything was awesome. Now, I actually had a physical that week with my doctor anyway, so I brought that up to him at the physical. He was asking me like how my health had been, and I was like, "Oh, I got hit by a car like a week ago." He's like, "What? You got hit by a car?" And I had to explain to him what happened, and like he was just in disbelief that like I was so chill about it. But in the end, I was okay. There was nothing wrong with me. I didn't break any bones like I thought I did. My doctor even like, you know, did an evaluation, made sure that I wasn't having any symptoms of a fracture or something. I actually had an x-ray on that leg like a few months later for an unrelated injury and it was fine. So we're good. I will say though, moral of the story is, 1, always look up when you're crossing the street because sometimes stupid drivers don't pay attention and you might need to be the one that needs to jump out of the way, even though it's their job to not hit you. Sometimes people are stupid. And rule number 2, don't get too high like my dumbass did, because I feel like if I wasn't that high, I wouldn't have been like staring at my feet like that and, you know, like completely just zoned out, and I probably would have been paying more attention. But yeah, man, that is the story. I think it's a pretty good one, pretty funny one. I hope you guys got some, you know, some entertainment out of this. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I will see you all later. Peace.
Know your place, have bitches, pull up on me, I got 2 switches, 20 gauge rounds, hit you up like it's nutrition, I've risen, everything came to fruition, stop the jealous talking on your girls, mine I might hit it, I heard my name is in your mouth, yeah I really doubt, you want me talking back cause I could really air it out, remember when I call your girl